Hello there! Welcome to Why That Hero. That's Will.
That's the gnome. Yes,
now we got this intro done right. And Why That Hero is going to be a little side game on ours. So Mac got this game a little bit early.
Yeah.
So he's letting us play it and figure it out so that way you guys know how much fun this game is. I think this is going to be the game, Will, that you and I play between rounds of Magic, where if we just punch each other. That's the game.
Just big old punches.
So this is our third game.
Third.
And Will's going to go over a little bit of the rules as we play. I'm going to ask questions while we play because I forget the rules halfway through the playtime. And yeah, we hope you can learn along. And make sure you get your stuff at Go For Games, the sponsor of this video.
So we're playing the new Rivals deck. So I'm playing Deku, and Gnome is playing
Gotcha.
And so both these, you get a hero plus 50 card deck plus an extra secret special card,
which we're not playing.
And each of the rival boxes has a different random card in each of the decks. So you'll end up with 2 50 card decks plus both heroes, and then 2 cards from the actual booster box.
And how we picked our heroes was, I thought I was more like Bakugo, loud, obnoxious, and aggressive, and Will was more like Concha of Deku, more relaxed and thought-invoking.
So the way the game works is you'll choose your hero, and each hero has their starting hand size and their life totals, and then they'll also have a plethora of other abilities. The symbols here are the different card types, I guess. So with Deku, he has the good, the life, and the order tags. Kachan has air, death, and fire. So
pretty much what he does the entire show.
When you build your deck, you have to choose one of these 3 symbols that are on your hero, and your entire deck must consist of cards that have that one symbol. So all of the cards in our decks are going to have all 3 of these symbols. So it kind of makes the rule even bigger. But all you would really have to do would be to choose, like I could just choose good, and all of my cards would have to have the good symbol. And Gnome could choose death, and all of his cards must have the death symbol.
Yep. So that really makes deck building kind of fun, and it also too kind of limits what you can do, which is really awesome also.
And the other great thing too is that if I go and if I end up pulling an All Might has the order symbol, so I could use every card in this deck in an All Might deck.
Oh, and just switch out. That's really cool.
Switch out heroes.
So that way you don't have to buy so many decks, you can just get heroes.
Right.
But if you would like to buy this stuff, Mac is one of the people that got it access early. So come on down to Go For Games and get this game. It's a lot of fun, super laid back. It's one of those games, once you play like a game, you're like, okay, now I get the rules. We also too, again, this is our third game, so we will mess up rules. If you see us mess up a rule, please put down in the comments below. And who's your favorite hero? Will has told me he can't wait for Grape Shot. It is his hero.
That's mine.
It just puts the wings beneath his wings. I did roll the snake eyes, and you rolled the 3.
I'll go first.
So each hero can draw a certain amount of cards, which is kind of a nice limiting factor on your heroes. Normally we would present each other's deck, but it's fine. If he wants to cheat at My Hero Academia, then he's playing the wrong game. He should be playing My Villain Academia.
Which you can also have villains as your hero.
Ooh. So.
Once you draw up to your hand size, so both of us is 6 cards, the first player, which is me, would decide if I would like to resolve any mulligans. I'm actually quite happy with the cards that I've drawn, so I will not mulligan.
This is a tag down. All right, so we're gonna mulligan a couple. I have like a really nice combo. I'm gonna do one. So how the mulligan works is you put as many cards as you want to the bottom of your deck, you draw up to 6 again, and then you shuffle your deck. Okay, I did the old mulligan thing where you draw the one card that you mulliganed. So yeah, the first hand, they kind of want you to have fun. It's not a punishment to try to get better. So it's always good to like try to mulligan your stuff. All right. Yeah. We also too, the mats are very important with the spells, but we're gonna try to play more in the middle. We're still working out the camera angle, so please bear with us for a little bit.
All right. So the first player skips his start phase. So the game consists of technically 3 phases with a 4th phase that can interrupt your main combat phase. So we go to the start phase. I would skip this since I'm the first player. And we'll go straight into the combat phase, which is where I get to play all the cards that I want to play. So we're going to start off with...
But there's a tax.
There is a tax. So we'll start off with playing Bonds of Friendship. So when you play this, you put it into your card pool starting at the far left, and you'll work your way to the right. Each spot that you go in has a cost that you'll have to pay in addition to the cost of the card itself. So my card of Bonds of Friendship costs 1, and playing it in the first spot adds 0 to it, so it will only cost me 1 to play. So to do this, you now have to make a check. So you take the top card of your library, reveal it. The blue number here needs to, you need to meet the total of
the orange number.
The orange and your progressive card pool. It needs to either meet or exceed it. My total is a 1 plus 0, so I needed to show at least a 1. I showed a 3. This goes in my discard pile, and this resolves being a foundation that has successfully been checked.
Now, foundations are very important because after his turn, they will go into his pool, which is the My Hero pool, and they have special abilities that they can use. But also, very key part of them is you can tap them, or exhaust them, whatever the term is, commit, the copyright safe term, you can commit them to actually add to cast, to punch harder.
Yeah. And you can also use them tapping them or committing them to, so if my check here, if this was not a 3, I could commit any foundations that were in my stage or my hero himself to increase this number to try to meet or exceed my check. The next card that I'll check is going to be Recovery Girl's Kiss. This one costs 0, but since it's my second one that I've played, it will be plus 1 to that. So I need to show a 1, and I've shown a 5. So this one is successful as well. And then I will do one more, and we're going to get a gift from Mom.
Gift from the moms.
So this is going to be a 4 that I'll need. So like I said, this is a 3 here. So to increase my check, I am going to commit my hero, and that'll increase this to a 4, meeting the 4 that I needed. And then I will go to my end phase, and at the start of my end phase, each one of these enters my stage, and I've cleared my card pool, and the turn passes
to me.
To you.
So I can't draw past my 6, so I have to discard cards in order to draw more cards. So again, that's another limiting factor. If your hero's got awesome abilities, he might not have a full card of hand, which means less options. So I'm going to discard 1 because it's the card I mulligan, so I did not want that card.
The other thing, too, with the heroes is that both of these are 6 card hands and 28 life, but some of the other ones have different hand sizes and different starting life totals. So All Might only has 5 cards, but his starting health, I think, is 30. And then others have starting health of as low as 20, but can have hand sizes up to 7.
Yes. So I think my hand was kind of booty. I was trying to do my little combo wombo thing, but
Yeah, let's not do that.
yeah.
Let's not blow me up turn 1.
So we're gonna do ignition.
Yeah.
And it is a foundation, so it is a 2 plus 0, 2. Boom, we got a 5, so that's good.
Yep.
And we'll put it. We're gonna play them in the middle at first and add them, and then move them to their spots, just because our camera angle is kind of booty right now. But don't worry, we're getting more things for that. Next, I'm gonna do encouragement. So it is plus 1, 2, top number. So I need a 3.
Yep.
Get another encouragement for an encouragement, man.
Got it.
Let's see. That is sadly all I can do right now. Yep. So that's going to be the end of my turn, and these are going to go into here.
Yep. All right. And then we go to my turn. We will uncommit. And then I think I'm going to keep both of these cards in my hand. I will draw up to 6, so I'll draw 3 cards.
So initially when we first played this, I was like, you just want to play your hand off every turn because you get refilled. But the problem is Will beat me game 1 because I was burning my hand, and then he punched me for 15. And I was like, oh. And then he punched me again and finished me off. So it's so that's kind of the resource management. I know when you look at this figure, you're like, why don't you just play your hand if you redraw? But yeah, getting punched really, really hard. Deco has ability where he can discard his entire hand and do plus 10 damage. Concha has a lot of cards that essentially get discarded, so higher attacks get stronger and cost less. So I got Will down to no cards, and I punched him for like 17 or something. So this game is very much of like, it's very swingy, which makes it kind of fun if that's the kind of game you're into.
All right, so we're going to start off with a Delaware Smash. So this is going to be we're going to go to our first attacks.
So that one's a freaking good card.
Yeah, so some of these cards, it may be a little hard to see, but the attack cards will have different tags here. So Delaware Smash has the tag Flash and Punch. So some of the keywords will have the keywords in a special color. So Flash itself is a special ability where with Flash, we're going to skip the entire enhancement phase.
So the enhancement phase happens is every card has either a response, an enhancement, or a commit. Enhancements, so when he attacks us, this is like us kind of powering up our attack.
Yeah.
And we get turns to kind of power up the board in our attacks. So skipping that whole phase can either be really good because it could stop me from hurting that attack, or it could be really bad because he can't pump up his attack.
Correct.
So it is what it is.
But first, we have to make sure that the attack is successful. So we need to show a 4 plus 0. So we need to show a 4. We got a 3. So we will...
Gotta commit some resources.
We'll commit Deku to make sure that the attack goes off. So the attack is successful. We're going to skip the entire enhancement phase, and we're going to go straight into the block phase.
So on the attack phase, you have a certain stat you got to look at. So let's look at the speed first.
Yep.
So that is a speed 4. So in order for me to block that, I have to think of in combat, like if he's swinging really fast at me, I got to be fast enough to block it.
Right.
So a speed 4. So I have to look for the target number for that 4, and then whatever the bonuses of these are.
Right. So you'll also see in the top corner of all the cards, they have this little shield. So that number is the amount of extra defense that's being added into it. You actually want the defense number to be low as possible. So what that does is you add the speed plus the defense check together plus the card pool.
The defense check on the other person's card.
On the other person's card. So when Gnome goes to see whether or not he successfully blocks this attack, he'll be adding 4 plus 0, since this will be the first card he plays, plus whatever defensive stat he has.
And then also, too, it also depends on the top, middle, and lower. Middle can block both top and lower.
And middle.
And middle. Lower can block the lower one and the middle. Yep. And then top can block the top or the middle.
Yep.
So it's also, too, a nice balancing thing of the game is like some cards may only do top damages. You know, so you do have to think of that about your deck building.
Yeah, it's kind of like a, almost like a fighting game where you can think of high guards, low guards, and high attacks, low attacks when you go to block things.
Yeah, so that happens. No blocks.
So declaring no blocks, we're going to go straight into the damage. So it'll be a flat 6 damage being dealt.
That freaking hurts. Boop. 22.
After the attack is successful, it stays here in the card pool and goes back to the regular combat phase. So we'll continue on. We'll play a self-sacrifice. So this is a 1 plus 1, so I have to make a check of 2. We got it with a 5. So that is successful. And I think that's all we're going to do this turn. So this will get added to my stage. And then since this attack was successful and dealt damage, I can either discard it into my discard pile, or I can add it as momentum. To do that, you flip it over, and you put it over here with your hero.
And momentum, a lot of cards can trigger off momentum. The biggest worry I have is a Mother's Gift that takes a momentum off and adds plus 3 damage.
Plus 3 damage.
Yeah. All right, is it my go?
It is your go.
I'm going to draw up to 6.
Yep.
All right, we are going to play Point Blank Incineration.
Uh-oh.
So this is a Fury Stun 1. Stun, enhance. Your rival commits X foundations equal to X the rating of the stun keywords. So you're going to have to commit a foundation immediately once I punch you.
Yep.
So I need a 5.
Yep. So we need to see if the attack goes off.
So that's a 3.
It's a 3.
So we're going to have to put 2 things in.
Yep.
We'll put these 2 in.
All right. So the attack is now successful. Upon the attack being successful, we have the stun trigger go on. I have to commit, how many? 1?
1. But I have to enhance it first, so enhance. So you have to commit a...
Okay. So now we're in the actual enhance phase. So Gnome has priority since it's his attack, so he gets to choose one of his different either foundations or the attack card or his hero that has any enhance abilities and uses them, declares that one's enhance ability and uses it there. So we're using the Point Blank Incineration's enhance ability to make me commit one of my
I'm going to change this up real quick. I'm going to commit the hero, not this.
So I have to commit one of my foundations, is that right?
Yep.
So we're going to commit our Bonds of Friendship.
Okay. So now it's his turn to enhance something.
So we will... The other thing is, too, is that you can never exceed your maximum health. So I do have Recovery's Girl Kiss, which I could flip this card to gain 1 life, but since I'm at max life, it doesn't do anything for me. This attack has 6 damage, so what we will do, though, is we are going to use the enhance ability on Bonds of Friendship, which says flip. This Fury attack gets minus 3 damage. Since that attack is a Fury attack, it has the Fury keyword, we'll flip this and make the damage minus 3.
Okay, no more enhancing for me.
I will use, as my next enhancement, I will use Deku's enhancement of, I get to name one of the attack zones, upper, middle, or lower. And if my rival's next attack this turn is one of those, it will get -3 speed. So we will name upper. So if he attacks me with an upper attack, the next time he does so, it will be, if his next attack is an upper, it will be -3 speed. So then it goes back to you. Do you have any other?
Nope.
I do not have any other enhancements I would like to do either. So now we go into the block phase. So it has 3 speed and is a middle attack.
For 3 damage.
For 3 damage. So we will use self-sacrifice. It is a lower block. Since it is a middle attack, I can block with a lower block. And I will add his speed plus my shield plus the progressive line, which is 0 right now. So I had 1 plus his 3, so I need to show a 4 for my block to be successful. Oh no, I showed a 3. So I need to commit another resource. So commit my gift from mom as my to get the successful block. With the block being successful, and since I am a lower block, I will take half the damage rounded up.
So you will take 2.
2 damage.
And since it was blocked, I'm going to, after it resolves, I can discard this card.
Yep.
And I'm going to draw a card. Committing that one. Sweet.
And now, see, with Kachan's deck, he has a really interesting ability to allow you to discard from your card pool instead of leaving it there to make each spell or each attack or foundation that you do progressively harder. In doing so, he's still at a 0 on his progressive track. So his card pool is back to being 0, so he's able to play stuff for cheap.
So our next card is going to be the Latent Skill.
Ah.
So since I discarded that, it's now a 0, so I need a 2.
Yep.
We got a 5.
Nice.
That's going to go. Next, we will play Latent Skill.
Oh.
Got a +1.
Yep.
2. Let's make it a 3. Got it right here. So Latent Skill allows me to discard 2 cards and draw 2 cards.
Nice.
And then we'll do Let's Fight Bad Guys. So +2, +1. I need a 3.
Yep.
Got a 5.
Nice.
And that's my turn.
All right. So then all 3 of those get added to his stage.
Yep.
The card that I had in my card pool as my defense goes into my discard pile.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will go to my turn. We'll uncommit our resources. Now, I did flip this card, and it has to stay flipped. I can still commit it, but it is now a flipped over card. I have none of the abilities that it would normally have. Some of my cards, like Mom's Gift, allows me to discard momentum, but Self-Sacrifice allows me to destroy one of my foundations to make the attack get +1 damage or -1 damage. So it gives me a nice addition to flipping my foundations. Now that they have no abilities, I can then use Self-Sacrifice to increase my damage by getting rid of it. So
Yeah.
I will have to draw up to hand size, so I need to draw 3 again. We are into our combat phase.
Combat Phase.
We will, let's see. We'll go with, I guess I could do that. All right, we'll go with another attack. So we will play the Aspiring Punch.
Aspiring Punch.
So we have a check of 5 to make. So we reveal, and we got a 5. So the attack will be successful. It is a middle attack. with 5 speed and 5 damage. Its special enhance ability is I can discard 1 momentum, and the attack will get plus 5 speed, but I can only use that if my damage is 10 or greater. And right now, the damage is only 5.
All right, so are you enhancing?
I am. We will use Gift from Mom, and we're going to discard the momentum that I currently have to increase the punch's damage by 3.
Okay. No enhance from me.
I have no more enhances either.
So that's going to be 8.
8 damage and a speed of 5 right now. We are at the block phase.
All right, we're going to do Explosion Pride.
Yep.
So that is a block lower of 2.
So.
I'm sorry, block high of 2.
Yep. So you now have to make a check of 5 plus the 2. So you'll need to make a check of 7.
So that's a 3.
Okay. So now you'd have to commit another 4.
Which I do not have.
Which you don't have, so your block fails.
Yep, that was pretty bad.
Yeah. So when a card fails,
Oh, I get the full punch.
you'll get the full punch from the damage, so you'll take a full 8 points of damage.
Jeez. So 8, 22 minus 8 is 14. Right, yeah. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good.
Yeah. So since he failed his check, this card immediately goes into the discard pile.
Okay.
So it won't progressively make your
Blocking harder.
It won't make your blocking harder. Let's see. Next, we'll play the Determined Victory Smash.
Oh, that card looks so pretty.
So this is going to be a check of 6 with a upper attack, speed of 5, and 5 damage. So we need to show a 6. We have a 5. So what we'll do is we'll commit this foundation to meet that check.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go straight into the enhance. So the attacks has an enhance that I can add a card from my hand after it resolves, but I can only use that if the attack's damage is 15 or greater. Sadly, it's only 5.
Mm-hmm.
So what we will do is...
Maybe they'll one-shot me?
Possibly, if you don't have a good defense on it. We will use Self-Sacrifice's enhance ability, and we're going to destroy this foundation to give this attack plus 1 damage.
Okay. So that's 6 damage?
6 damage.
I have no more enhances.
All right. I will...
I don't really block well.
We will use Deku's special enhance. Once per turn, I'm going to discard my hand, and the punch will get plus 10 damage. So I will discard all 4 cards from my hand.
He's going for it.
We're going to go for it, and we're going to make the attack a 16 in total.
Okay, I have no more enhances.
And we will go to blocks.
Well, I have to block.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do burst of speed. So your speed is a 5, right?
Yep.
Plus 2, plus 0, so I need a 7.
7.
Oh, okay.
5.
So I'm going to... So if I block over... No, I just have to block it, and I get half damage, right?
Yes.
Okay, but over doesn't matter, right?
Correct.
So we're going to pay 2 to not die.
Yep.
And I will take 8
Yep.
and go to 6.
Yep. And then At that point, I have no more cards in my hand. I can't play anything else. There's nothing left for me to enhance since I have no more attacks. And both of these cards, since they were successful attacks, will go straight into my momentum.
All right, so we got to do something. We got some hard stuff we got to do. So let's get 5 cards. Okay, so he is defenseless right now, so I could really beat him up.
Yeah. See, that's the big thing is kind of determining when to go for it and when not to go for it. And he got me there with his good flip.
This is the turn. Nice gets +3 speed. Stun. He has to commit a foundation at the attack. Okay, so we're going to do long-lasting explosion.
Oh.
If the next attack you play is an upper, it gets +3 speed. If it's a middle, it gets +3 damage.
Yeah, that's a great enhance ability that he'll be able to use once the attack resolves.
I'm going to then flip this card. Oh, I got to pay for it first.
Yep, we got to see if it resolves.
Oh, 3!
Uh-oh.
We will pay this and this.
All right, guaranteed it resolved.
Yeah, we need it to kind of resolve.
But look how pretty this card is.
I know, I think that's my, like...
Your big move?
My big honcho move, but...
Oh, yeah. The difficulty goes down by 2 if you destroyed a foundation, and you can enhance it to destroy a foundation to give it +2 speed, making it a 6 speed, 6 damage.
Yeah, it seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems pretty good. So we are going to... so it goes off. So our first enhance, we're going to do Latent Skills. I will flip this over and discard 2 cards.
Yep.
Which I will discard Ignition and Burst of Speed.
Yeah.
When Burst of Speed is discarded on my attack step, he will lose 2 life.
Yeah.
And then I will draw 2.
And I will enhance using Recovery Girl's Kiss, and I will flip it to gain 1 life.
Okay. My next enhance will be... just keep going for it.
I mean, I am defenseless, so...
Okay, so we will destroy 1 foundation and get +2 attack.
Right.
So we will destroy this foundation, and we'll do +2 damage.
Yep.
So now we're at 8 damage.
Will you self-sacrifice destroying this foundation to give it -1 damage?
Okay. All right. Yeah, so that is 8 damage. You can't block it, huh?
Oh, do you have any other enhances?
No, that's it.
Okay, so I will use Deku's first enhancement, where I get to name one of the 3 attack zones, and if he plays an attack of that zone next, it'll get -3 speed. We will name... Let's name lower.
Lower?
Yep.
Okay.
And so now we'll go to blocks. I have no blocks, so I will take a straight 8 damage.
And then I'm going to do a response with my encouragement by flipping this card. I can discard this card instead of keeping it on there.
Yep.
So now my next one is still pretty cheap. So we're going to do Blast Rush Turbo for 5.
Oh, there it is.
Sadly, I have no momentum to really knock your socks off. But here we go. That's a 6.
Yep. Successful.
It's successful.
Go to the enhance phase.
Down the enhance phase. We're going to enhance. If I've discarded a card from my card pool, right over here, this attack gets +1 speed and +3 damage.
Yeah, and since we discarded the first attack using the responsibility, he can use that one to give it +3 speed.
Yep. A +3 damage and +1 speed.
Ooh. That's not great. So then my turn. That is a lower attack. So it is getting reduced by 3 speed.
Mm-hmm.
So we will use, not that it matters since I have no blocks, we'll use self-sacrifices, enhance ability, destroying 1 foundation to give that attack -1 damage.
Okay.
Over to you.
So right now it is a 7. I'm just gonna put on dice because Concha's, trust me, Concha's damage things can get out of control. So 7 damage right now.
Yep.
And then I can destroy 1. I'm gonna actually do Latent Skills.
Yeah.
And flip it. Sorry. And we will discard these 2 cards. Don't worry, they don't do anything to draw to. I'm just trying to punch you out.
Yep. Trying to take me out this turn.
So that's 7. I can do 9 and bring you down to 7.
Yep.
And I will kill this one to put 2 more damage onto here.
Yep.
Do you have another enhance?
I do not.
All right.
We go to blocks. I have no blocks. And go to damage.
Yep.
So I take 9 damage.
Yep. Now, sadly, I cannot discard this one, so that is still on the play on 0.
Yep.
My next attack is, what'd you pick? You pick lower or middle? Or I guess it doesn't matter.
I didn't pick this time because it only really matters if I have a way to block, and right now I don't.
So we're going to play it again.
Uh-oh.
So we need a 6 now, plus 1, plus that number. 3. You can't kill any foundations to weaken it.
No. You'd have to commit all 3 of your foundations, though, to it.
I think we do it, because I think this will be game. So we'll commit it.
Yep.
First enhance, I'm going to do this to give it plus 3 damage.
Yep.
Your turn.
Oh. Since this says destroy 1 foundation and not destroy 1 other foundation, I'm going to use magic terms here, I guess. We'll use this enhance and we'll reduce it by 1 by blowing it up.
So we are at 7.
Yeah.
And then I will kill a foundation to add 3 more to 9, and that is KO.
That's KO.
So that's kind of the fun part of the game is like, yeah, I was getting beat up in the front half, but
it kind of shows how quickly this game can go from one favor to the other. And see, since I used all of my, just dumped all of my hand, it left me completely defenseless. And if I was able to deal that extra 6 points of damage, it would have been it would have been great. But since I wasn't able to, and he was able to block, it left me completely open for the blowout.
Yeah, this game gets super silly. Like, you're just like, if you like combos, like, this is your game.
Yeah.
It's all about combos and setting up for a combo so that way you can just knock out your opponent.